Hey everyone, welcome to this video today. It was the first official day of the road trip, and Natalie and I traveled all the way from Charlottesville, Virginia to Hot Springs, North Carolina. It's about a 6-hour drive. We're off!
We're off!
We're off! We are getting in the car and we are about to head to Hot Springs. Here we go.
Woo!
Destination 1, we are on our way.
Yeah.
We started listening to an audiobook called The Tattooist of Auschwitz, and so far it's really good. Heart-wrenching, as most books about Auschwitz are, and delightfully written. I was a little skeptical at first because some of the reviews said that it was written kind of in like a passive voice, and I've been like thinking about that since I read that in a review, but so far, it's really delightful. We listened to probably a little over 2 hours of it today, and I really recommend it. The narrator's great. He does the characters wonderfully. So that's about what we've been doing in the car. And now we are in beautiful Hot Springs. You can look behind me at some wonderful wilderness. We are presently at a campground about 5 miles outside of town. It is beautiful here. There are picnic tables, a little like campfire barbecue spots, absolutely gorgeous. And I hope Natalie thinks it is as pretty as I do.
I do. It's wonderful.
Today's been really great. A lot of beautiful scenery, a lot of driving through absolutely gorgeous areas. We stopped to get gas a couple times and got off the highway, which was really nice. We camped out at a rest stop in Virginia before passing out into Tennessee and North Carolina, and I'll show you a little clip from our enjoyment and picnic from that. First picnic of the road trip. Beautiful rest stop. Thank you, Virginia, for keeping these up. It's so strange to see all of the sanitation guidelines in the rest stop bathrooms. Everything is very wash your hands, be careful of respiratory issues, and it's just really kind of like is inspiring that people are going above and beyond to make these signs and really try to keep the population safe. Also, wearing a mask has a surprising issue for me where I smile at people a lot, like hello, and people can't tell that I'm smiling at them, and I really hope they don't think I'm grouchy now. Something else cool today happened. So we just went into town in Hot Springs to take a walk around, kind of scope out the land, and then have our first night just kind of hanging out and decompressing from the drive. But I've been emailing and in contact with several of the business owners in Hot Springs, one of which is actually an ODU alum and worked in career development centers for a while. And she now owns the Iron Horse Station restaurant and also hotel in Hot Springs. And I sadly will not get a chance to meet her because she is out of town. But I met her husband tonight when we went to go get dinner. And he asked if I went to ODU. And so we struck up a conversation. And we're going to try to have a meeting tomorrow, which is pretty exciting. There's plenty of wonderful people. We said hello to a lot of very friendly people. All's going well on that front. Something really strange about North Carolina in comparison to Virginia right now is that the pandemic almost seems non-existent. While they're in stage 2 and we're in phase 1 in Virginia, everyone is in masks. We have that ordinance. Everyone is collectively in masks. There are signs everywhere. There were so many signs at the rest stop telling you about hand washing and sanitation guidelines and respiratory issues. We got to Hot Springs and no one was wearing a mask. We passed a Black Lives Matter movement across the border in North Carolina, and no one was wearing masks during that either. And that fascinated me because when I was wearing a mask outside of the car, I felt uncomfortable. Whereas in Virginia, I'm looking at people without masks and wondering why on earth they're doing that. So that was really interesting. The only real sign that kind of reminded me of the time we're living in was in Iron Horse Station restaurant, every other table was closed so that social distancing was maintained. Because here in North Carolina, they can have 50% capacity at dine-in with phase 2. So that was really fascinating to experience as well, that kind of transition from phase 1 to phase 2. And I'm wondering how Virginia is going to handle that back home. Thank you for tuning in to this video. I'll be trying to get something up tomorrow about our full day in Hot Springs and my first full day on my feet as a photojournalist on this road trip, and how the research goes. It'll be the first of many towns that we'll be going to, so kind of a trial and error process here. But I've done things like this before with a project called Willoughby Spit, where I went down to this neighborhood in Norfolk, Virginia, and conducted interviews and talked to the people there, and it was actually featured in Art Center's Pursuit 2 gallery a couple months ago. But that's a whole different story. But thankfully, I'll be using some of those skills with this project, and we'll see how it goes. So, good night. It doesn't look dark, but it's late. Summer. And thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great night. Bye!